Okay, welcome back. This is Johnny the Greek's Free Real Estate. This is episode 18. And this week, I am joined with one of the finest league mates that I have. He is the creator of the All D League on Yahoo, which is the best IDP only league I've ever been in. He is a reader, a listener, and one of the best damn IDP players I know. It is at Sean8386. Sean, what's happening, man?
Oh man, what an introduction. It's gonna be hard to follow that up. You built me up too high here.
Well, it's funny, man, because the Joey the Tooth episode, we were talking about listeners, readers, league mates, whatever, just dudes out on Twitter, IDP Twitter, that are like way better at actually playing the game than the analysts, quote unquote. And you're one of them, like for sure. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, I've been doing it for a while, I guess, and I do reach out to some of those, writers, analysts, and all that. Ask them questions, join drafts with them,
Man.
and a lot of them don't follow their own advice. So that's probably the biggest problem.
Awesome, man. We'll get into it. So let me just start with the usual disclaimer: free fire zone. I'm probably going to swear at some point. I think Sean might, just from
I
some of the
might.
just from some of the conversations we've been in. So let's just cover ourselves. Not safe for work, not safe for children. We all know that. Yeah. And what have you been up to in the off season since the Super Bowl? What you got going on this summer?
So I tried to get into what was it, the USFL. Got in a league, or two leagues actually, and tied for first in one of them. For whatever reason, we didn't finish the playoffs. I have no idea what happened. So tied for first, and the other one just got smoked in. So,
Dude, I thought I was a degenerate. Holy shit.
hey, I've done XFL leagues, the AAF league. So every chance I get to do one, anybody that hosts one, I'm ready to go.
That's awesome. Is that on Fantrax or what site does that?
So yeah, no, that was Alt Fantasy
Oh,
Sports.
okay.
I believe
Oh,
they did
I've heard of them. Yeah.
yeah, that was the XFL and the AAF, and then this USFL was some website I've never been on. It was like Goal Line Software or something crazy, very basic. You had names, and that was it. Nothing, no real depth charts, nowhere to go find any real information on any of this. You're just throwing darts nonstop.
Oh man,
I loved
that
it.
that's awesome, man. That's wild. Yeah, no, we get into the weeds. Like
Oh yeah,
we're in a few leagues together that are just batshit crazy, and that's what I love about you, man. Like you're a true degenerate, and there's no finer compliment around these parts.
yeah. That last one you created with zero bench, like that's gonna be such a car wreck. Because what are we up to? Like 14 people in there? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's super flex. So there's 28
Yeah.
quarterbacks right there. Full
Full
IDP.
IDP. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No IR, no bench.
Gonna be a disaster.
I love shit like that though.
Yeah.
That's
I'm looking forward to it, man. As soon as I seen it, I was like, I'm in. That sounds great.
Oh yeah, that'll be good stuff. So would you I mean we'll get into your favorite team and all that, but what let's start back a couple months ago. How'd you enjoy the Super Bowl? Who'd you want to win? What'd you think of the game?
Yeah, so I was pulling for the Rams on that, just for Matthew Stafford, Aaron Donald, those guys. You know, looking for them to get some rings, or Matthew Stafford finally get a ring, and that was great stuff to see him. The Bengals, came out of nowhere, so they had a lot of hype with them. Just kind of the underdog, took on everybody, knocked out the Titans.
Yeah.
After what, 9 sacks I think they had on Burrow, still won that game. That's crazy.
I know, man. And then they beat the Chiefs,
Yeah,
right after
nobody's
that.
seen that coming.
Yeah, no, I sure didn't. That's for sure. They barely beat the Raiders in that wild
Yeah,
card
right,
game. Yeah.
right. So yeah, it was a fun Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
got to stay neutral and just kind of enjoy the whole game itself.
Yep, absolutely. It's one of those rare Super Bowls where it's not some, Brady
Yeah,
Patriots
Brady Chiefs.
garbage that it's just like,
Yeah,
put a bullet in me. Like,
it was refreshing, very refreshing.
definitely. Awesome, man. So let's rewind even further. When did you start watching football? Was this like a family thing for you, or how'd you get into it?
So I remember my grandfather watching football just a little bit, but he wasn't like real big into it. My dad wasn't into it. Had a few friends that were into it and all, and I just slowly got into it. I don't really know how or when, but it just became a thing. I'd go to my buddy's house, would watch football all day. Go to another buddy's house, we'd watch more football. I mean, it just progressed, and shoot, that was back then. I lived in North Carolina, and when they got the Panthers in, then like peak interest happened. So I really got into it then.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So yeah, probably been watching for a minute. If
Yeah,
yeah, that's awesome. That's good stuff. And then I'm sure fantasy helped kind of push that like to another level.
yeah, it makes it better.
Yeah.
It does increase the interest. Then when you get into IDP, it's even more interest. And then gambling's taken over, so now interest is
Yeah.
really high.
Right. What state are you in? Because we just got
Tennessee,
it. Okay, Tennessee. Yeah,
yep, we
right.
got it not last year. I think 2 years ago. I want to
Oh,
say.
man, it's great, isn't it?
I love it.
Especially oh, dude, FanDuel,
Yeah.
especially because like the promos, right? It's like
Hmm.
some of these promos, it's like you're getting 2 or 3 bets out of 1 bet, and
Right.
oh,
If
that's
you
beautiful.
if you can hit the IDP player props earlier in the week, because after so many people jump on them, they'll either raise them up or kick them out altogether. So got to get those early, and you can make some money on those.
Yeah, absolutely. It's taken it to a whole other I've said this before, I don't even play DFS
No,
anymore.
that's gone.
Yeah, it's like chump change compared
Yeah.
to actual gambling.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Put real money on it, real fun. I don't have to play 10,000 people to, win 50 cents. So,
Exactly, right, yeah, that's awesome, man. Okay, so you're out in Tennessee. Are you a Titans guy, or did you bring the Panthers with you? What's your favorite team?
oh man, so I started out with the Dolphins. I'm still a Dolphins fan. With the Panthers, when they came in to North Carolina, it was a big deal. Panthers fan too. I was pulling for both. Since I've been here in Tennessee, I've transitioned over to the Titans some. So as I've gotten older, it's more of I'm just loving football in general. I'm finding
Yeah.
more players I just want to follow, regardless of what team they're on. But always back to the Dolphins.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. It's like when I was younger, when I was like in high school, college, there was more emotion attached to it. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
I'd get upset about things, and it could like make me actually angry and stuff. And
Oh
it's
yeah,
just it's now it's
we've
less
matured since then.
right.
We're getting there.
Theoretically, we've matured
Right.
since then.
On
Yeah.
paper.
Oh, that's good stuff. Okay, so Dolphins fan, dude, you guys made some splash moves in the offseason. And you got, that defensive line's looking great. Holland looked pretty good.
Oh yeah, that secondary looks great. It's
Yeah.
exciting. They're pretty young. Wilkins up front. He looks like such a good guy to be around. Always laughing, always having fun. He's somebody you'd want to play with. Uh,
Yeah.
Linebackers were getting there, but and then offense, that could be really good or really bad. We don't know yet. It's gonna be one or the other.
Yeah. What was your take when you heard the Tyreek move? Because Jesus, that was a splash and a half right
I
there.
didn't see it coming. Uh, I was a bit excited, also a little nervous about it because I thought Jalen Waddle was pretty good.
Yeah.
Uh, Mike Gesicki there coming out of the slots and all that, he's solid as well. Is the line going to hold up good enough for all that to even matter? I don't know. I was My biggest concern was getting rid of Brian Flores. I mean, that was what happened there. I don't fully know. I thought he was doing pretty good, especially with
Yeah.
that defense and building something there. And then that whole ordeal. I was happy we didn't get Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Yeah. Could be worse, right? Could
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
Tyreek Hill a better person? I don't know. It can't be about much if he is. So
Yeah.
everybody's got a player on their team that's questionable. But
Oh, no doubt. I'm, lifelong Cowboys fan. It's that,
oh
you know,
yeah,
we,
yeah, yeah. I've
y-
seen some
y-
guys. Greg Hardy. Oof.
oh yeah, oh yeah. We've had some guys. We've had some
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, no, you guys got a really good young team. What are your thoughts on the division? Because it's like the Patriots are always solid. The
Yeah.
Bills are great,
Hmm.
and you know the Jets are trying.
I'm I'm just as scared of the Jets as I am the Bills. To be honest with you, it feels like this division's closer than what everybody's getting credit. I don't think the Bills are in as big of a lead as everybody thinks they are. We haven't seen them get past teams like the Titans, so or the Jaguars last
Right?
year,
Yeah. Jesus.
or the Colts. I mean, pretty much the AFC South took down the Bills,
Yep.
minus the Texans there. So they've got more flaws than we're really looking at. But I expect the Dolphins to really push for a wild card spot. I wouldn't expect them to go deep in the playoffs, but
Yeah.
expect them to make it.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that, especially with the 7 teams now.
Right, right.
It's just so freaking loaded in the AFC.
The
It's like,
AFC is tough.
oh
Just
man,
a few years ago, it was the opposite. The
yeah,
NFC was leading the way, and the AFC was struggling. So,
yeah. It always flip flops, but
mhm.
yeah, no. Hey, future is bright, so that's good. What do you do for a living when you're not setting up crazy leagues and you
Yeah.
know stuff like that?
So right now, I work at a sewer plant.
No shit.
Very shit. So, been there not quite 4 years now. And before that, I did flooring for about 14 years, and that was breaking my body.
Oh
It
yeah,
was
man.
hard work.
Yeah.
It was tough, and things happened. I made it over to a city job, and that has been beautiful. It's everything I hoped it was. No
Yeah.
hard work.
Right, right. Yep, yep. Love those city or government jobs, right? Just
It's great. It's everything we make fun of.
oh, whatever. You earned it. You earned it. Yeah, and I know I had a couple neighbors, good friend neighbors that are flooring guys, and Jesus, their knees are all screwed up and
I got to my
backs.
wrists were what really was killing me. Just struggling to hold on to stuff. I mean, it just my wrists would burn, they would hurt. I mean, it was getting bad. And
Yeah.
since I've been there at the city, I mean, everything's healed up. I tried doing some Florida a while back for my mother-in-law, and that about killed me. I cried for a week. It sucked.
Jesus. Oh man.
I'm nowhere near as tough as I used to be.
Well, I'm glad you got that cushy gig now. That's good.
Oh, it's great. I can't go back to manual labor. I'm ruined.
Good stuff, man. So, how about any good funny stories from high school, college? It could be R rated, whatever. You know
Yeah.
me. Whatever you want to say, as long as it doesn't get us canceled, fire away.
Let's see. Probably this one's got a part or two to it. So, way back in high school, working at a restaurant, washing dishes, got some buddies there working with me. And we're just doing stupid stuff in the back, just little dares. Try to eat this, onion ring that's been sitting in the deep fryer all day. It's black as complete dust. So, just odd and stuff like that. So it's my turn to get my buddy, and we take these like salad dressing containers. They're like maybe that big around. I fill it full of this stuff we're using for chili, which can only put like
Mm.
a teaspoon in this giant pot, and it's got some heat to it. So I fill this thing up with that. Whatever other hot sauce I can find, sprinkle some pepper flakes on top of it and all that. So I'm like, here, take this shot, chase it with milk,
Oh,
and like he's scared to death of this thing, right? So the night goes on. He's like, I don't know, Sean. I don't know, man. I can't do it. I might die. And
you
I'm like,
might.
all right, yeah. He's like worried to death. So I, for whatever reason, decide I'll do it too. I'll do
Oh
it with you.
no.
That way, there'll be two bodies in here. And the night continues. We're cleaning up. We're finishing up the night. Everybody's gone. It's just us there. I'd went, bought the bathrooms and whatever I was doing up there. Come back. We got both containers sitting there. We're like, all right, let's do this. Down them. As soon as the milk hits my buddy's stomach, he starts puking in the trash can like it's bad. I'm
Oh.
trying to hold this down. I go running out the back, and I'm like, I'm jumping up and down. I'm sweating bullets. This sucks so bad, dude. I've ended
Ooh.
up puking my guts out.
Oh.
My mouth is on fire. Like you can't stop it. I'm drinking everything I can. I'm putting ice in my mouth, and the ice is melting instantly. Like it
Oh.
sucks so bad.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
So finally, the night's over. I'm heading home. I'm like, never again. And wake up the next morning.
Oh God.
It never occurred to me it's coming out the other end.
That's right. That's
My
right.
ass was on fire for 2 days, dude. This was so bad, so stupid. So, but I felt we bonded as friends during this thing, right?
Oh yeah, that's a
Yeah,
bonding experience right there.
and well, it gets better. So, like, what is it? Like 12 years later, I go over there back to North Carolina. Going to a concert with them. We're riding in the back seat. We're drinking some Jim Beam in the back. Everybody's sober up front. We're not. We bring it up. Every time I see him, I'm like, dude, I still can't eat hot food. Like, it's just ruined me. And he's like, dude, I got to be honest. When you were in there cleaning the bathroom, I switched mine out with barbecue sauce.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so he got me, dude. Like I'm
Oh.
pissed off, but like I'm really impressed at the same time. I'm like, that's genius. I'm like, well, why were you jumping up and down and puking your guts out over there? He's like, well, first off, it was very nasty.
Yeah.
That's why I was puking. And he's like, I was just trying to mimic what you were doing. And I was like, oh, okay. Couldn't see with all the tears in my eyes. So
Oh
yeah,
man.
he pulled a fast one on me, and I love him for it. So
Oh, that's brutal, man. That is
oh
brutal.
yeah, I
Jeez.
went so long without knowing, thinking we were like some kind of brothers of the eternal ass flame or something, and we weren't.
I love stuff like that. Those
Yeah.
old like high school college jobs where you do dumb shit like that.
Oh yeah.
I had this kid Joel I worked with at CVS of all places, and he drank a bottle of Miralax, like one of the big
Oh
ones,
God.
for $10.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, just drank a bottle of Miralax at the
Yeah.
start of his shift, and by the end of his shift, he was just turning inside out through his butt. It was unreal.
How do you stop that? Like, do you just let it run its course, or
Yeah, nothing you can do at that point.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're on a roller coaster now. You're just hanging on for life. Yeah, I mean, we would meet up for football nights and whatever. We were drinking, partying, and all that. And we had wings and a
Ooh.
bunch of hot sauce there, and take a shot, chase it with some hot sauce. Did that? No, there
Oh.
was no problem. This was before that nightmare. Uh, I
Ooh.
remember mixing beer and what do we have, like Evan Williams or something, like doing like these giant shot glasses, mixing half beer, half alcohol, or half
Uh,
whiskey or whatever.
Boilermakers, yeah.
Yeah, chase that with milk. No,
Oh no. Oh
yes,
no.
stupid.
Ooh.
I'm telling you, man. Did
Oof.
it twice. We had a foreign exchange kid. I talked him into doing it with me, and it ruined him for a minute.
It's a miracle any like American male makes it out of like their teenage years.
Yeah, right, right. It's a rite of passage. It really is.
It, it is. It really is. You got to do some dumb shit.
Oh yeah, I'm just glad it's over. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, you never
I need
know.
it to be over.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So, are you you got any pets? I'm sure you got a family, married kids.
Oh yeah, I
what's?
got 4 sons, and
Oh wow,
that's about all we got time for.
yeah.
We had a fish that we had back during COVID, and he was our COVID fish. He passed away. The kids like made this memorial piece of paper, like stapled it on the wall or whatever, and they're like, what was his name? Mr. Pickles, that was his name. So the
Mister.
greatest fish. Yeah, they're like, I see them taping this thing on the wall, and I'm like, what is that? They're like, rest in peace, Mr. Pickles, the greatest COVID fish ever, and they're all snedding around. They're praying, they're saluting, and I'm like, you guys are awesome. You guys went for it.
Saluting.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's great. Saluting. Are
yeah,
they all Dolphins fans too, or do you have any
none of them like football.
really?
It's crazy. Like every once in a while, I can get them to watch football with me. but it's usually for
Wow.
snacks, like football snacks. I'll just break
Yep.
out a big old plate of just whatever cheese, pretzels, fruits, whatever, and they'll sit there, then they're gone.
Oh wow, man, that's wild. Sometimes it takes a minute. You never know.
Yeah, I don't try
Yep.
to force it on or anything because that's just going to push them away even more.
Yep. Yep. You just gotta let them naturally come to it. It could happen. Yeah.
It might. It'd be cool if it did,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
if not, then I was watching, football at home pretty much by myself anyway. So that
Yeah.
was that was good. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
The same. I don't mind. I mean, it's nice seeing all the guys and
Yeah.
all that. But if it's just me, I could do red zone on the big TV and then
Right.
two HD antennas, CBS Fox on the side, and I'm good to go. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. You ain't even got to put pants on, man. It's great.
That's it. That's the way to go. Yeah. So how did fantasy start for you? Was it were you paper and pen, or did you start right on the internet? When did it start for you?
Yeah. So when I was younger, we would go to this. It was like a comic store, magazine shop, or whatever. They had comics in there, and at the desk, at the front counter, they had football cards. Back when you could afford to buy football cards,
Yeah, shit. Right.
so we would always go in there, buy a bunch of them, and open them up while we're there. Run over to the shelf and get like the Beckett price guides. Check those out. And beside those price guides were fantasy football magazines.
Right.
So what the hell is that? I don't know what that is. Checking it out. Looked into it a little more. Me and a couple friends decided to get into it on NFL.com.
Oh, okay. Yep.
That was our first shot at fantasy. Then it progressed to ESPN. Then about a year or two later, it was on Yahoo's. And this would have been all around 2000, 2001.
Yeah. Okay.
My
Yep.
Yahoo goes back to '03.
I saw that,
Yeah.
and full disclosure, there aren't many people that have a diamond rating. First of all, you do. There aren't many people that have that many trophies going back as far as you do. It's like you, me, and Gary Davenport in that all IDP league.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, that's where I met Gary, was in that league.
That's awesome, man. 'Cause that's
He
impressive stuff. It is.
so yeah, I'm floating around. NFL.com just wasn't doing it for me. ESPN, that's where I really got at IDP, was ESPN and Yahoo about the same time, which would have been probably '03, maybe '02 at the earliest. So around that time. So I went straight from regular fantasy into IDP within like a year or two. And Yahoo is the one I like the most. I
Yep.
go, most of the leagues you find were one and done. You It was hard to find an actual league. Most of my friends didn't even want to try IDP, and I'm like, this is awesome. I love this.
Yeah. Right.
So I come across this league, and it's IDP only. It's set up exactly the way that one is, that I brought you into with Gary, and I think we got Dan in Hollywood over there,
Yep.
and that's basically a clone of this league. And so I'm playing, and this guy wins championship after championship. He wins like 5 years in a row. And I've decided to dedicate myself more to IDP. And so I'm looking up on, I'm on Google, whatever. I'm looking around, trying to learn more. And this would have been probably like 2014 or something, 15. And I find Fantasy Sharks, and they have an IDP forum chat room or whatever it was, and it was like Kilroy's Crystal Ball, and this guy named Gary Davenport. I just got his email on there and all that. For whatever reason, I go back to Yahoo one day, and I'm looking at managers and the email addresses, and I see this email address, and I'm like, that's why he's kicking our ass. He's supposed to. So yeah, he won like 5 years in a row. And my first year, I was the only person to beat him. Won 2 games against him. I got bounced in the playoffs. He wins. Second year in that league, I'm excited for this league. I'm ready to go. Make it to the playoffs. Me versus Gary. smoked me. It wasn't even
Oh,
close. Like it was
Jesus.
bad.
Ooh.
Then I find out who he is, and we've been playing against each other probably 10 years now. And
Oh
he's
man.
brought me into his leagues over on the MFL. That was my first experience getting into there, and that's how I got to Twitter. It was Gary brought me into some of his IDP only leagues, and it's gotten bigger. Then I find IDP guys, I find IDP Nation, Gary Van Dyke, all those guys. So it just progressed. I decided, I found some competition I enjoyed playing against that made me better because he was beating me,
Right.
and I loved it. And he brought me into the bigger world of it.
That's awesome, man. And that's true too. Like does it suck getting beat? Sure, but it makes you
Yeah,
better. It makes you better, right? Like
I mean, I was playing in these leagues where I would win, and there was no reason to stay. Like
right.
these people either aren't trying. Well, a lot of them are free leagues, so dedication is already iffy.
Yep.
So that's what I love about playing against Gary because free leagues, money, whatever it is, he's coming after it. Like it pisses him off to lose, and I love that. It's
Yeah,
great.
that's what Twitter's been great for. One of the few things is like finding those other degenerate people that
Yeah,
are always going to be there. They're always going to set their lineup. They're going to chase waivers. They're going to be on top of everything every week.
right.
And it's like, oh man, we got a few of those now, and it's nice to have.
Well, that league became it was a 12-man league, and when I first started, everybody was into it. And by the time me and Gary left it, maybe 5, 6 people would show up for the draft.
Oh man,
And so you knew which 6 were going to make the playoffs, and you're just floating through the season, waiting until playoffs until it's an actual challenge. And we kept trying to get the guy that started that league to bring new people in. If you need us to bring people in, we'll do it. Like we love this league. We want to keep it going. And this guy just, I think he liked it because he was guaranteed a playoff spot.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we decided to clone that league, and that's when we brought you guys in. And you guys showed up, y'all played, and I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's a great league. That's a great league, and
I,
yeah,
I,
I love that random one that I got you and Dan into the Goodfellas
oh yeah,
huddle
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. That
That
was a lot of fun.
oh man, it's just
Those
some
guys,
yeah random
yeah.
U.S. like ex-Marines that really love football. They're active. They're on it. And the Schwami thing is such a good idea. I freaking
I
love
love that.
that.
That's the only league I have that in, and
Yeah.
yeah, it was great.
Yeah, they're bringing it back. So yeah, lots of
Yeah, I
good
see
leagues.
that.
Yeah, yeah. If anyone's looking for good leagues, Sean is in a ton of good leagues.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure.
So
Yeah.
I went like 3 or 4 years where I played zero offense. Like
Wow.
I was that dedicated to IDP there for a while. That's when I just got better. Uh, and a lot of that was before I ran into all the websites that were the IDP guys, the IDP Guru, Fantasy, like any of them that were really dedicated to IDP. I'm just going off what's not working and trying something different until it hit,
Right.
and then but you can't stay that way. You got to progress.
Exactly. Yep. Got to keep moving forward. Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's good stuff. When you play any other fantasy sports, and we talked about the USFL and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
then what other hobbies do you like besides football?
I've tried fantasy basketball.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
tried that
same.
once.
Yep.
I won, but it wasn't what I was looking for.
Right. Yeah.
Uh, Other hobbies, anything I can get my kids into. Uh, right now, they're pretty addicted to Fortnite, so I jump in there with them, and it's nothing like getting your ass handed to you by a bunch of 5-year-olds. So these guys, these kids are nuts. Like I don't know how they do it. Bless them, but
Right. They're playing advanced and Fortnite's not an easy video game. It's everyone thinks it's just a shooter. It's not. You
it
you
is
build
not.
build things. You can
So
build things on the fly. Yeah.
yeah, and we're all on consoles, so
Right.
playing against people with gaming computers and all that. Like they're you know
Forget it. Yep.
yeah. So I usually die watching somebody build a 3-story building in front of me and then shotgunning me in the head. Like that is where my games usually end. And then I wait on my kids to come save me. So
Oh man, that's awesome.
yeah,
Okay, so
so
so the kids are into gaming.
yeah, that's their biggest thing. We got them some bows. I don't think it was this Christmas. I think it was last Christmas. Go outside, get them trying to shoot bows.
Nice.
They get into that. Got some throwing knives that they really got into as well.
That's
So
awesome, man.
fishing is
Yeah,
going to be the next big thing we really get into.
nice. There you go. Those are some great hobbies. Yeah, we went. There's a archery range,
Yeah,
couple towns over that went to last year. Oh man, that's so much fun.
it
That
really is. I
yeah,
took one of my kids. The others didn't want to go. He wanted to go to the Renaissance Festival we had a while back. Took him up there, and they got a big archery section there. Let him shoot off a bunch. I shot with him.
nice.
He's still learning, but he did pretty good. I was pretty happy
Yeah,
with him.
that's awesome. That's good stuff. Well rounded, right there. Well rounded. Awesome, man. So okay, so early IDP for you is probably close to when I was 03 ish. Who were your favorite guys back then? I bet you anything I could name a few.
Yeah, I've heard a bunch of names on there. That's really, since you've been doing this, I'm like, wow, I remember that guy. I remember that guy. I've forgotten a lot of people apparently.
Dude, you're telling me it's
Dude, I
been
didn't realize how long I've been playing fantasy until I start looking at your questions here, and I'm like, well, let me get on Yahoo. Well, 03 is not that long ago. That was a long time
it's
ago, man.
20 freaking years ago. Yeah.
I know it, man. We're old.
I know. It's
My
crazy.
my fantasy football career is old enough to drink. That's where I'm at. So yeah, Zach Thomas was
Yes.
my guy. London Fletcher was. You couldn't get more solid than that. I actually
Yep.
have a football team named after London Fletcher.
Nice.
Um, Donnie Edwards was a guy that
Yeah.
was real solid. I don't hear a lot of. Curtis Lofton, that was a guy I had a lot of
Yep.
during his short reign.
Yep.
Trying to think of some of the guys that haven't been listed. Some of the safeties were like Jeremiah Bell, another Dolphins homer pick.
Yeah.
Bob
Right.
Sanders, when he was playing
Yep.
half the season, he was good. Sean Taylor was great during his
Yeah.
short time.
Yeah.
Antoine Bethea, you can't top him, I don't think.
Mm-mm. Yep.
Jason
Yeah.
Taylor, another Dolphin, that I was real
Yep.
big on. Julius Peppers, probably one of my favorites.
Yep. Oh
Jared
yeah.
Allen,
Yep.
any of the Patriots or not Patriots, the Giants. They had like Strahan, Tuck, Ubanura. So
Yeah.
they had a pretty good run on defensive ends there for a while.
They
And,
did. They did. Yeah.
and then solid corners, you got like Tillman, Peanut Tillman, one of the best. Antoine Winfield, senior, junior, they're both really good.
yeah. Yeah.
And
It's genetic there. That's for sure.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
very solid. Very first IDP was Rondé Barber.
Oh no way.
Yeah, so I did not win that year. You're not supposed to take corners that early. So
No. No. No.
yeah, but he
Yeah.
actually did really solid for me. Like he would get as many tackles and enough, you know, plays that would put me up there pretty close to the top in that first year or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, do not draft a corner first. I can't stress that enough.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you can wait. There are plenty. There are plenty. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like I said, my very first shot at IDP, and that was my first guy. And my very next league, I did not draft a corner. So lesson learned.
That's awesome. You're a streaming corner guy, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You've been doing this for God knows how long. So
yeah.
I've seen you do it against me. So I know you are.
Well, the thing with Yahoo is Logan Ryan has been a
Yes.
corner forever, so I'm like, he's a safety now, which
Yep.
he was solid as a corner. So I
Oh
try to
man.
jump on guys like that if I can find them.
Yeah. Yeah. I
He's one
saw
of
that.
the few that I will actually pick up and hold on to.
Right. Right. And he's like
But yeah,
that for this year too. I saw that in
yep.
the player pool. It's like,
They finally fixed
ooh,
Quandary Diggs. He
yep.
has
Yep.
been a corner his entire career for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
Yep. They made some changes, definitely. But yeah,
They're
Ryan is
getting better on it.
Yeah, they're getting better. Yeah, yeah. Ryan's still that cheat code though. That's good stuff. How about you got any? I mean, you're obviously doing, I assume, best balls and startups and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Who are some of the sleeper guys you've been taking so far this year?
you can get David Long pretty cheap, pretty
Yeah.
late,
Yep.
and watching him play every Sunday here, he beats Jayon Brown and Rashawn Evans. He didn't get in there because of injuries. He took that job. If he can stay healthy, he should be pretty solid.
Yeah.
Uh, I'd like to see Nick Bolton. I'd like to see him get a full time gig and not get rotated around.
I know. He had good snaps a few games last year, but they
That
keep
yeah,
jerking us around.
I know it.
KC.
I know
Ugh.
it. Watching him go against Derrick Henry last year was great because he went up there, met him at the hole, and pushed him back. Like he was not scared of Derrick Henry, took it to him, and that was all I would have needed to say, "Hey, this is your job. You stay in here all the time."
Yeah. Yep.
Why they don't do that, I have no idea.
You got me. Yeah. They
Uh,
they put some random ass dudes in there. That's for
yeah,
sure.
Neiman or somebody
Yeah.
stupid in there. Uh, Greg Russo, I'd like to see him go off this year. I think he's gonna sneak up and get quite a bit of sacks. Like he had a really good rookie season, and I think he can get it together and really go off this year. Safety wise, I like Jalen Thompson and Cameron Curl. Cameron Curl was really hyped up last year, and then they had that weird thing with him and McCain and
Yeah.
Landon Collins. So now that Collins is out, I think you can get him cheaper, and he's going to outdo what he did last year out there. So
Yeah.
those are guys
Yeah.
I'm targeting later that keep getting kind of overlooked.
Yep. Nope. Good calls all around there. I hear you. And yeah, Jalen Thompson, man, that was just so strange last
Out of
year.
nowhere,
I know, and it was kind of like him and Buddha maybe like reversed roles or something. I don't know
right?
what that
Well,
was.
I sat here and thought about it. Several years ago when Trey Boston was there, like he kind of took over that for a little bit until he got, I think he went to Carolina or something afterwards, or wherever after he left Arizona, he kind of fell off a little bit. But he had some really good years there with them, with Buddha there, and I don't remember who the other safety was there,
There
but
was a third B. Yeah,
there
they were.
yeah there was three safeties that were really popping off over there. So it's not outrageous to think Thompson can't do it again,
Yeah,
and you can get him
was
for near nothing.
right? Was it Bethea?
Maybe that would have
Okay,
been towards his the end of his reign there.
towards the end of his reign.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
probably right.
I
So I think
remember
he
that.
was there before.
It was the
Yeah,
Killer Bees. I
right.
remember that. Nice. Yeah, that's a good list. That's a good list, man. I love that. Okay, this is a good one for you because you've got couple decades plus to pick from. You get your Mount Rushmore now. You get four guys. Who
Yeah,
you putting on it?
four is not enough. Four is not enough. uh Fletcher's got to be on there.
Yep.
Got to put Zach Thomas on there.
Ooh, love that.
Man, I mean, I could make one just on all corners if I really wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, I think I will. I'll put Winfield on there because
Oh, yeah, he
there,
was
there
on mine.
was
Yeah.
there's never been another corner to get the amount of tackles, and he was not bad in coverage. It wasn't Eli Apple out there just getting a bunch of tackles. He went up and hit people. He played the run game, and he could cover. So yeah, I'll put Winfield in there. Who else? I'm gonna take the hometown boy over there in North Carolina. I'm gonna put Peppers on there.
Yeah.
I was really a big fan of him.
Yeah, he did it for a long time too.
Long time.
Long
I
time.
remember
Yeah.
him playing basketball, for UNC. So that was he stood
That's
out.
right.
He had a different look than everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, him and Taylor were like those lankier pass
Yeah,
rush guys that
yeah.
were just fast. Yeah.
They were fast, but they were strong too.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jason Taylor.
Man.
I could
That's
watch
good
those guys
stuff.
play all day, man. Those were good years.
Yeah, they were. They were. I miss those old IDP years. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. You could hit
Awesome.
people back then too.
That's right. Yeah, the offense didn't have all these rules.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Awesome.
got to pick
That
them
that
up and lay them down now. Tuck
that's
them in.
it. Yeah, yeah. That's a great Mount Rushmore. Let's get you on record though for your predictions this year. Your predictions.
All right.
Yeah, inside linebacker one. End of the 2023 season year. Who's the number one? Who's our this year's Foye Luakan? Who's the guy this year?
CJ Mosley.
Ooh,
He
I
looked
like
pretty
that.
good last year. He still got it. He had 2 years off. Don't think they have a very hard schedule that would keep him from racking up a bunch of tackles. So I'm gonna put him up there. I figure Roquan is he's the safe bet.
Yep.
Let's do CJ Mosley.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great answer. And he's, it price wise, like so much
Yeah,
cheaper than Roquan. You're getting, guaranteed like 90% of the production, maybe more.
right. Hey, he's been up at the top before, so he got kind of forgot about it because he was out of the league for a couple years,
Yeah. Yeah.
injury, and then he laid out for COVID, I think.
Yep. Yeah. He's one of the COVID year off guys. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna be top 10, top 5,
Yeah.
and
No.
he doesn't have any concerns of contract holdouts or injuries, changing his name.
Right. Right. Yeah. All systems go.
Yeah,
How about outside linebacker, pass rush linebacker?
it's hard to beat T.J. Watt,
Yep.
but I think Harold Landry could give him a pretty solid run. Yeah, he does get a lot of tackles as well.
Yeah.
So I'll take Landry.
Yeah, he had a great season last year.
Hmm.
He really did. What did he had like what 14 and a half sacks, something like that.
Yeah, he was around 15, I think. Yes, somewhere around there. But he gets like 70 tackles, few forced fumbles. He does play in the run. He'll play short and he'll drop into coverage a little bit. So he's not strictly pass rush, but yeah, he's a pretty solid dude. I was glad to see him make a big payday.
Yeah. Yeah, well deserved. Absolutely. How about defensive end?
I think I will take Nick Bosa. I think he's the one I'd want.
Yeah, yeah, got a little bit less mileage on him. Yeah.
Yeah,
And man, what a year for him last year too. Whew.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'd love to see him keep that going and just completely take over. I mean, you play in the Seahawks twice. That's gotta be 6 sacks right there, right?
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, I mean, this season especially, like, what a dumpster fire
Yeah,
Seattle is. Yeah,
yeah. That's that's got money written all over it.
sure does, sure does. Okay, how about a defensive tackle? I mean, that's it's
If it
probably.
was true position, I would put Christian Wilkins up there.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay,
if we're going off MFL, who may or may not have screwed everybody over with their rankings or positions, I like Jonathan Allen. He's still pretty solid out there in
nice.
Washington. I liked
Yeah,
it better before hearing Chase Young wasn't may not play for a while. I felt Chase Young coming back, Sweat being there, Deron Payne and all them. Just I was really hoping they would really take that big jump as a unit and
right,
do what we thought they would last year.
right, right. They've got so much talent on that line. It's just we just want to see them all there at the same time. It's
Yeah,
like, hey, Young's back. Oh, Montez
we
Sweat broke his jaw.
yeah right. They were
What the
so
hell?
hyped last year and it just fell apart.
Yeah, it's
And
unbelievable.
I don't know what happened. Just bad timing or whatever. But more than likely, Aaron Donald's going to finish number one.
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
put Allen out there as having a good shot at it.
No, I like that. That's a good answer. How about safety?
Phew. Uh, I think this is a guy I normally don't draft at all because I always felt he was too big play dependent. It's going to be Minka Fitzpatrick
Ooh, yeah,
because I don't think Miles Jack. is any better than Joe Sherbert was, and Devin Bush is still there,
Yep.
and there's no reason he can't run up there and get a bunch of tackles again this year. Throw in his big playability too. That's this could be his year.
Yeah, right. And that was something I noticed last year. I'm sure everyone did. Like he actually had somewhat consistent tackles last
Yeah,
year for
and
the
that
first.
was I
Yeah,
assume because the linebackers were awful.
right, right. So yeah, if he gets that again plus the big plays, it could happen.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a little bit of a dark horse there, I'd say.
Nice. That's a good pick. And then my favorite, how about corner? Who's going to be corner one this year?
All right. So we assume the AFC West is going to be where all the passing is.
Yep.
So we'll see it comes out of there. I'm going to take. I had his father on several teams. I'm going to take the junior here, and that's Asante Samuel.
Ooh, I love that.
You
That's
got
that's
J.C. Jackson on the other side.
yep.
I don't know if anybody's going to constantly come at him or not. He's kind of proven himself a little bit. So
Right.
on light up the young guys, see what happens.
You know what? You got a great point there. It could be the Byron Jones effect with Xavier Howard just on a different team in a more has
Right,
pass happy division. Yeah.
right. That was my reasoning. Whether it's right or not doesn't matter because he's a corner. But
Yeah. No, I like that. That's great. I mean I took Terrell, but I've been telling
yeah,
everyone that it's like it feels like the AFC West is gonna produce
it
the
has
guy.
to. It's
Has
built
to.
for it.
It
I
is.
mean, with the receivers, with the quarterbacks. I mean, we're probably going to see like a record-breaking points scored in one division.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, that's a great answer. And then who's your who's playing? Who's going? Who's winning the Super Bowl this year?
I'll take Tom Brady and the Buccaneers on the NFC. Not super happy about it, but I do think their team is still solid enough and
Hmm.
has enough experience. I'd really like to see Todd Bowles make it as a coach to the
Yeah,
Super Bowl. He's been around forever. I know he's got one as an assistant and all that, but to see him lead a team, I do think they will win the Super Bowl, and I think it will be over not the Bills. I
ooh,
think it will come out of the West. So I'm
ooh,
thinking iron sharpens iron here.
yep.
These guys are going to be battle tested,
Oh yeah,
and like I say, there's still enough holes in the Bills to overcome teams like the Titans and Jaguars.
yeah.
Uh, let's say the Raiders. That could be fun.
Oh, that could be fun. That could be fun.
New
And
coach,
yeah,
new
better pass
setup.
rush.
Yeah,
Devontae Adams.
could
Yeah,
be a fun defense.
yeah,
You got Adams, Renfro, Waller up there. A couple running backs back there. They can run and catch.
yeah.
They could do it.
I could see that, man. I could see that. And it's yeah, AFC West is insane. And I think you're right probably. Like I would like the Rams or someone else to go. I know
Yeah.
the Rams just won. I'd like them to go back, but
I
I
feel
got I
like
got to
there's a bit of a hangover coming for those
yeah,
guys, like because
sure.
they
There
partied
always
a
is.
lot.
Yeah, but you got a good point. The Bucks, it's like everyone knows this is probably Brady's last hurrah.
Yeah,
They're gonna get him there, and then he's gonna do what he always does when he gets to the
right.
Super Bowl. So
And that's he can't play the Giants in the Super Bowl now. It was a genius move by him.
this is true. This is
Yeah,
true.
unless Nick Foles is over there on one of them teams, it's
Oh man, good stuff. All right, we're gonna shift gears here and let's get some of your favorite movies and what are you watching for TV right now?
oh yeah. So everything Marvel, Star Wars. I mean, it's
Nice,
that's all we're glued to Disney Plus.
nice.
I did watch. I'm trying to catch up on some old shows that I haven't watched. One of them being The Boys.
Oh,
So
great
I've
show.
watched the first season. I haven't hit the last two yet, but I got to do that like late at night when everybody's gone or asleep. So
Yeah.
finding the time is the hard part.
Yep.
But yeah, Marvel's pretty much dominating. Disney owns my household when it comes to TV, basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A
No argument here.
uh,
Yep.
little bit of HBO here and there.
Nice.
I think got a few shows coming up. I wouldn't mind catching the new. Was it the House of the Dragon? Whatever. Probably had to
Yep.
catch up with that. Game of Thrones
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah. Yeah. That looks good. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, HBO does great TV, but yeah, no, I hear you, Marvel, and what the hell starts in August? There's a couple of things. There's that Star Wars Andor, uh,
Yeah. Now that looks pretty interesting
that
because
looks awesome.
it's
Yeah,
different. It looks so different. I'm ready for something different. Which I loved Kenobi. I thought that was good. That's what I wanted it to be. Selfishly, I want to see more of it, but we're stuck in a box because
yep,
the original trilogy exists. If that didn't exist, where could they go with that? I mean, that
yeah.
I was I
Well,
was really happy with that.
what they, and someone's got to be pitching this at Disney is like they've got the whole Clone Wars that's animated but not
Yeah,
live action yet. You know what I mean? Like
right, right.
they could go
So
nuts with that.
I've got one son that went through all of Rebels, all of Clone Wars with me. Like we
Wow.
just Bad Batch, all that stuff. Like he really got into Star Wars. So actually, we bought everybody some lightsabers this year. So so if you come by my place at night and it's not pouring down rain like it is right now, you will see a bunch of light sticks running around the yard, wooing at each other. So it's good. I got myself one. My wife, she's the only one who didn't get one. So uh, she's not not as nerdy as we are, I guess. These things
But
are awesome, man. They got some pretty cool sounds. You can change colors on them and all kinds of stuff. And kids are going nuts out there. It's great.
nice.
I love it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so I mean, I know you got the cushy city job now,
Oh yeah.
but if you won the lotto tomorrow, what are you
Gone.
doing?
I'm gone, dude. I'm I'm finding it even cushier. Sadly, I did not win last night. The one
Oh,
point what 2.28 is that what it was? One
billion.
point two
Yeah.
billion.
What state did that come out of? I saw they figured out the state.
I want to say Illinois.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Yeah. But
Somewhere around that area. It wasn't Tennessee. It wouldn't be.
yeah.
Uh,
Jesus.
yeah, dude. I would quit work. Uh, I would go do all kinds of fantastic stuff with my kids. Just
Yeah.
probably take them all over the world, check out different places. Uh, wouldn't mind going to Japan, living out there for a while. That a
Yeah.
lot of respect and a lot of history out there. Just really in tune with nature. A lot of things I've kind of read and looked into. It's a trip I may have to take one day, but would definitely do stuff like that. I got a lot of family and friends. I would be hooking up, helping a lot of people out. I'd be doing a lot of selfish things, a lot of not selfish things.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome, man. And if you guys are, yeah, I know you guys are video game people. Have you played Ghost of Tsushima yet?
I loved it. Love
Great,
that story.
right?
It's everything I've ever wanted Assassin's Creed to be.
Yep, yep. So when you mentioned Japan, that's the first thing I thought of. Is like that got me on a haiku like
Yeah,
thing for a while.
it's if you ever like look into was it like Kyoto and some areas over there were just like some of the old structures they have and the vast amount of parks and everything you just go and experience.
Yeah,
You're not really having to spend a lot of money to enjoy stuff over there. I mean, you could do the city stuff, but you're basically out there just connecting with nature and just you know
yeah.
enlightening yourself more or less, getting away from bullshit, basically.
That's it, man. It like and it, even just the freaking game felt like it was
Beautiful
enlightening a
game,
little bit. Yeah, like
beautiful game, good story, good
yeah,
action. Yeah, it was nice. I felt like I was really in that game. Because
exactly,
that's something I've kind of looked into before. Like I said, with the Japan and all of that over there. Just yeah, I'm big into like sword movies.
Yep.
Uh, any because I feel like swords are more personal. It takes
Yeah.
more expertise. And you see how many people shoot out guns all the time now. It's anybody can do it, but
Right.
to really connect yourself with a sword, you got to be up close. You got to be intimate with somebody to really fight them with a sword. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's a dance. I mean, it's very beautiful, very very beautiful stuff. It could be or choreographed very great, or it could be awful. I've seen some
Right,
bad movies too,
right,
but
right, right.
yeah, I mean, just I love that kind of stuff. I've always been into that.
Yeah, dude, it got me on a kick. I watched The Last Samurai after I
That's a
played
good one
that
too.
game. Yeah, like
Yeah,
so much good stuff came out of that. So I'm with you. I love that idea. That's a
yeah,
great idea. Okay, if you could time travel and see anything in history, what's it going to be and why?
man. So I thought about this one for a while. Yeah, I heard the idea of going back and see the pyramids, being constructed. Like that one's a really great one. Seeing the Great Wall of China, being put up, that'd be crazy.
Ooh,
A lot of
yeah.
cool things you go see. But I finally settled on October 26th, 1881, Tombstone, Arizona.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah,
That's a
that'd be
great
cool.
answer.
Check out the little gunfight at the OK Corral.
Oh,
I think
wow,
that'd be
man.
cool.
Yes, Jesus. No one said that yet. That is a great answer. That is an absolutely great answer.
Love
Oh
the
my.
movie.
Yes. Yeah, the movie was incredible. And
Yeah,
of course, when the movie happened, I always would hit pause at the end of the gunfight, go to the Wikipedia, read
yeah.
everything that happened there, and they did a damn good job.
That's everything I've read. Like
Yep.
it's pretty spot on, the best I can tell.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
how much effort was put into those characters and the story itself, and it seems to be damn near close to accurate.
Right.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of liberties taken there. Best I found.
Yeah.
Great movie, cool story, a lot of history in that spawned all kinds of legends and other movies and all that. So it was
Yeah.
like one of the few actual gunfights that ever happened. Like, it
Right.
wasn't all,
Yeah. That's not
you
what the
know,
old West
cowboys
was.
and
Yeah.
Indians out there.
Right, right, right. And if we're going back and seeing like gunfights for movies, I'm gonna go with probably the second main charge, day 2 of Gettysburg on
Oh,
big round top or
yeah.
little round top, whichever one it was.
Whew.
Holy shit. What a moment. What a
You're
moment.
basically standing there with your ass in your throat, like
Uh-huh.
scared to death on that day. Like yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking at a 30-second gunfight. You're looking at probably feels like three lifetimes.
But I love stuff like that though.
Yeah,
Your answer got me thinking about that. Like, oh man, like that's good stuff. That's a great answer. I love that. Okay, are you a aliens guy or no aliens guy?
yeah, definitely aliens. And just because I don't know that I've seen one, you might be an alien. I don't know. Uh,
Could be.
I, I don't know. I might be. I don't know. I haven't cut anybody open to look. I believe it's frowned upon on this planet. So yeah, there's got to be aliens, man. It's too big. It's too vast. It's ignorant to think there couldn't be.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, you look up at the sky and you just there's no way we're alone. And I don't blame them for not showing themselves if they haven't, because if they're looking at our news to
Oh,
represent us as a planet, then
yep.
yeah, stay
Yeah,
away,
we're
guys. I don't blame
exactly. We are a fucking circus shit
you.
show. Yeah.
Yeah, circus. That's the best way to describe it.
Good stuff. Okay, so all right, so as a Dolphins fan that's partial to the Titans and the Panthers, you probably got some good answers here. What is your favorite football memory?
Man, I've seen a lot over the years watching Dan Marino and John Elway go at it, one last time
Oh,
before, Elway won his final year, took
yep.
out. I believe the Dolphins were one of the few teams to beat them that year. Uh, Going back to the last several years, just some of these close finishes and the championship games or division rounds. The Vikings, that miracle catch by Diggs.
Yep.
Uh, the Super Bowl with the Cardinals and the Steelers. That was
Yeah.
down
The
to the wire.
the
That
toe
one hurt
tap.
me. That one hurt
Yep.
me. But man, probably my favorite, just because I was so much more invested in that year and that particular team, would be the Super Bowl between the Patriots and the Panthers. That was my
Yeah.
senior year in high school. we
Ooh,
were into that game. The Panthers were doing awesome on defense. They were blocking kicks on special teams. They had Steve Smith, Musin Muhammad, Ricky
yep,
Prohl was the third guy there. Jake Delhomme leading the way. I believe it was Stephen Davis and Deshaun Foster. I think was the other guy running the ball. I mean, it was we were into that team and that
yeah,
game. That was before Brady was completely Brady.
right.
Uh, and Panthers came back, and I believe it was Ricky Prohl got that last touchdown. And we were pumped. We were jacked. It was like a minute something left. Tom Brady drove him down the field,
Yeah,
kicked it. I mean, even though they lost, it's still one of my favorites just because of the atmosphere I was in. I was so connected to that game. I was into it, and it was, you know, like I say, even though they lost, it was still one of my favorites just because
yeah.
of the emotion behind it.
Right, right. And at that they were still a kind of new expansion team at that point. To get to that Super Bowl, be a field goal away from winning, that's good shit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, let me ask you this. Where does the Music City Miracle rank for you?
Oh man, so I was still in North Carolina during that, and
Oh,
that was awesome.
yeah.
My my mother and my sister lived here in Tennessee. Me and my father were living in North Carolina, and so yeah, so that game I'm watching. You know, the Bills got it in the bag. I believe it was
Yep.
Wade Phillips was over on the sideline, and then that happens, and I'm jumping up and down. I'm like, oh my god, no way! Did it count? Did it count? You know, just going nuts for that. That was a good one,
That was
and
awesome. That led to a great Super Bowl too.
that
The one
Super Bowl was fantastic. You
Yeah,
know,
the 1 yard
oh,
short Super
Dyson
Bowl.
catch, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man.
That was London Fletcher was on that team, was he not? I know he wasn't the one that made the tackle, but I want to say he was either a rookie or in like his second year or something. Like he was one of the linebackers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it rings a bell. But Jesus, yeah, that was a
That was a
great
good
Super.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That was probably the first Super Bowl I was invested in that much, and then the Panthers topped it because that felt more like home at the time. Excuse
Yeah.
me. And yeah, heartbreak. Tom Brady, man.
Yeah, I know. I live in New England, and he gets no love from me. He can eat my ass.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that. All I had to look forward to was the Dolphins beating that one game a year, you know, and
that's right. Because they
smoking
always
him
did.
out. Yeah,
Even if it was like Cutler fucker or something,
yeah. I
didn't
won a
matter.
dollar on that game. All right, so I got a buddy. He's huge on you know he's an Alabama fan. He was a Patriots fan, so you know terrible human being by these standards already. So he's on the train. He's drinking all the Kool Aid for these guys, and it was Jay Cutler versus Tom Brady, and just back and forth. He was out of town, and you know we're texting back and forth and all that. And I'm like, Jay Cutler is gonna smoke Tom Brady this week, and he's
Yeah.
like, dude, I will bet you a dollar he does not. I'm like, look, dude, I've seen like some stats where like you know Jay Cutler's never lost a Super Bowl. You know, just stupid stuff. Like you could really make it look like Jay Cutler was the better quarterback just by odd stats. So I won my dollar.
Oh, dude, that's tradition. Miami does that to the Patriots damn near
Yep.
every season, where it's just doesn't matter who the quarterback is, if the team's good, bad, indifferent.
Yeah.
If the Patriots come to Miami, the odds are good the Patriots are leaving with a loss, and it was the same thing last year, except they beat them
Yeah.
in Foxborough instead of Miami.
I was shocked Brady went to you know Florida because that's where he would lose all the time. So I'm like,
Yeah,
man, you just kind of wrote yourself off here. You turned around and won a Super Bowl. So I don't know anything.
right. What do we know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, those are good ones. Those are good ones. I love that. How about non-football memory?
Oh, non-football memory. Um, yeah, having kids is cool. Getting married is cool. But back in 1999, my grandfather he drank cases of beer every day, smoked I don't know how many packs of cigarettes a day, and he was diagnosed with cancer.
Oh
And he
man.
wasn't expected to live a couple months. Uh, he made it through that and got I think 11 or 12 more years out of life.
Jeez.
completely different dude out of it. It was cool watching him and my grandmother reconnect. Uh, he was, you know, at that time, I was in school. He didn't know he was going to see me graduate, see me get married. He was at my wedding, uh,
Wow.
and he was around long enough to see my first son being born. So that was, I will take that, him being around for my first son. So
Yeah.
that was really cool. Just because I wasn't expecting him to live. My grandfather was like my hero. He was somebody I really looked up to a lot, and to be able to get a whole nother life out of him was really cool. So that's my favorite
That's
moment,
that.
I guess.
Yeah,
Hard
that's
to
a
wrap
great.
that up into one moment, but
No, I
yeah,
I got you. I got you. What did he do? He just he put down the booze. He stopped
yeah. So he
smoking.
he had some kind of throat cancer and all. So he had a trach put in, and he went a year without eating any food. Like he had to have a feeding tube and all this. Like it
Wow.
was it was crazy. Like as soon as that feeding tube came out, this dude tore up some food. Like he was into sweets. He was like, fuck it, I wasn't supposed to live. I'm only eat what I want. But yeah, he never went back to smoking. He never went back to drinking. Uh, cool. I mean, he ended up getting cancer two more times, and the second time they took out like 2/3 of his lung.
Oh, yeah.
And this dude, he had a cane he'd walk around with a little bit. He wouldn't take his oxygen. Uh, he didn't want it. So yeah, this guy had one tooth when I was a kid. All right, it's the only tooth he had in his head, and he could pull it out and show everybody and pop it back in. This guy, he would gum a steak. Like he would sit there and chew up a steak without any teeth, like it was nothing.
Oh
Just a
man. Well,
just a cool, tough dude.
dude, different generation, man.
Yeah,
Like
exactly,
those those
exactly.
those guys. Both my grandparents. One was like a PBY Catalina pilot, World War II. The other one
Oh
was
wow,
on
yeah,
like an aircraft carrier. Like those fucking guys, 18,
yeah,
drop what they're doing and go fight a world war. Like,
right. He went over to Germany, but he wasn't. I don't think he was in any major wars or anything. But it was like it was that or like jail. Like
right.
back then, that was the choice. He was like, yeah, I'll go overseas.
Yeah.
Uh, the cool dude. Everybody loved him. He was, you know, really awesome person to be around. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, it's great.
That's
Uh,
aw- that's
I'm pretty
awesome.
blessed to have had him in my life.
Awesome, man. Great answer. So this might be related, but we shall see. What is something hard you've overcome and what did you learn from it?
Man, so yeah, a lot of stuff dealing with death, having family members have cancer. I've been addicted to stuff. Uh, I've done my fair share of partying. The hardest to quit was nicotine. Of all the stuff I tried and did, nicotine was the
Really?
hardest thing to stop. Yeah,
Yeah, I can
nicotine was
relate.
the hardest, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm about 6 years without it now, but
Ooh.
yeah, I remember I'd quit for a while, maybe a month, get back on it. I'd quit for 15 months, never really over it.
Yeah.
Decided I'd get back on it. So last time I've quit, I haven't wanted another hit in my life. So feel great without it. So it's tough. Um, I've had a fair share of mental depression and stuff. In fact, over the last couple of weeks, uh, I mean I can't describe it. I don't go anywhere to get any help or anything because it's nothing that's really affected me a lot. But the last couple of weeks, man, it just felt like a whole different person that I didn't like being.
Yeah.
Just and I didn't know what was wrong with me. My wife, she's like, what's going on? I'm like, I just don't feel right. I don't know what it is. So it was kind of affecting us. She's thinking I'm mad at her or something, or just
Yeah.
whatever. And I come home Tuesday, this past Tuesday, and just came in, sat on the couch, and one of my sons came out. He just came over and just gave me the biggest hug I've ever had in my life. And so I was a little worried about him. I was like, "Is everything okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I just wanted to give you a hug. I've been good ever
Nice.
since, man. It just hit me in the right spot.
Oh,
Like
that's awesome.
for whatever reason, whatever it was, I don't know. But
Yeah.
I mean that did it.
That's
So
awesome,
that's
man.
cool, man.
Hey, that's that. I'm glad that did the trick. And dude, I do this stuff for work every day. I see this shit all the time. Everyone's got
Yeah,
something like this. No, I can count on probably one hand the amount of like actual happy, consistently happy, like satisfied with life people I know.
yeah, they're hiding something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
They're full of shit. Like,
exactly, man. I'm always laughing. I'm always joking, Twitter and all that stuff. But every once in a while I get that way, and I don't know what spurs it on. There's no actual event that happens, so is it in my head? I don't know. Uh, I keep finding ways out of it. So
yeah, and that's probably the lesson, right? Just
yeah, yeah. I mean,
don't give up. Just
right.
yeah,
The lesson is everybody's going through it.
you're right.
It happens to everybody in some form. Some are worse, some are not. Uh, look for you know look for something good that'll help you get over it. Not don't just run back to your addictions or toxicity. That's the problem. You got to find something better.
Absolutely, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so this is a new one. You haven't had a chance to hear this yet. So
Okay.
I pulled Z-Mag's question. Apologies, Z-Mags, but we didn't get any good answers for like 10 episodes. So
Right.
we've replaced it with, would you rather get sacked by Aaron Donald once a week for a year, or have to remove 10 angry chickens from your car every time you go to use it for a year?
Are we talking a full year? Or are we talking a football year? Because that's different.
Full year?
Full year. I'm not getting paid for either one.
Nope.
I'd like to think I would eventually get used to getting knocked out by Aaron Donald. Could I keep crawling away from that? Would I eventually get tougher?
I don't
Chickens, man,
know.
they might come at my face or something. It'd be
That's
hard to
what
get
I'm
over that.
saying.
That's
That's
tough,
what I'm
man.
saying.
I
I
got my
did
glasses on, but
right. I did Evan's interview on Thursday and he picked the chickens. And I was like, dude, you live in Arizona. I'm not sure you understand chickens. Like 10 angry chickens is
yeah.
nothing to like scoff at.
I mean, dude, they got claws. They will come
Yeah.
at you. That's tough. I think I'm gonna take Aaron Donald on this. I'm gonna take the hits because I
Woo.
feel like I could recover the hit. I feel like eventually he would just see my corpse laying there and be like, you know what? I'm not gonna hit this guy as hard next week.
Nice, nice.
But I'm
Hey,
probably not surviving either one. To be honest
I
with you.
I hear you. I hear you. See, you understand how dangerous 10 angry chickens are. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
I had a cousin that got stabbed in the back by a peacock when we were younger.
Oh,
Yeah, like just talon right in his back, put a hole in it. So
Jesus.
I've seen some angry critters.
Yeah. No, thank
Chickens
you.
aren't far behind.
No, no, no. Beautiful. Love that answer. All right, let's get into the hot water section. So let's start with your favorite platform.
Oh, I still like Yahoo. I've had it forever. It's easy to navigate. It's got a good app.
Yep.
Doesn't have bells and whistles, and I don't need bells and whistles. Uh, MFL's right there with it, just on what you can customize on it. And I know they screwed up, with the
Yeah.
position designations, but you can change that.
Right. Right. You can
Any,
change it.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Any commissioner can go in there. He can manually change it, or there's other apps that'll do it for you on the
Right.
IDP section. So it's fully customizable.
Yeah.
Price, I understand people don't want to pay money for it, but don't fuss.
Right. And you get what you pay for. You get
Yeah,
an experience that is, the most customizable.
yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Sleeper's okay. I'm not in love with their IDP format. Three position. That's not what I want. I want five. If we can get six, I'll go six. Put me a nickel slot spot on there or something. We'll do that. But
Right.
it's good for best ball. I do like it for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, NFL, ESPN. I haven't played those in a long time, so I'm done with those. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Yahoo. That's the one for me.
Nice. I'm with you. Love Yahoo. Um, All right, all things being even, standard, super flex, full IDP. What's your IDP draft strategy look like typically?
So if everything is even, I am probably taking linebacker first. Then I will
Ooh,
pivot to defensive end or whatever tackle maybe. If because I'm in several leagues where the positions themselves are scored differently. Like a
right.
tackle may be more for a defensive tackle or a defensive end than it is for a linebacker or even a safety or whatever. So I still try to get a top tier linebacker or two first before I do jump down to the line or defensive backs are going to be towards the end of that. But
Yeah.
it also depends on the draft load. If a lot of people are jumping for defensive linemen, then I'm probably going to jump in there with them, or it's going to be scout. So
Right. Right. And it's you got a good point there. It's almost rebounded to the point where you need one of those anchor linebackers towards the front too, just because there's
right.
so few left now.
So yeah, especially if you're playing true position, the linebackers are even less because all those guys, T.J. Watt, Harold Landry, and all them, they're now edge rushers. So you don't have them as linebacker options. They're becoming running backs. You got to take them.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I'm with you. And then yeah, always punt defensive back. We can get that later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you've been on fantasy Twitter for a minute. What do you think of the wonderful community we find ourselves in?
Circus. It's a circus, man. There's some good people in there. I've met a lot of y'all on there that I do enjoy talking with, hanging out with, and all that. There are a lot of assholes on there as well, for no reason. Just people that are probably mad with their life and they just got to take it out on somebody. So may as well do it with somebody across the country hiding behind a screen, so they can't touch me. Uh, a lot of people, content creators, a lot of them are pretty genuine. And like I said earlier, that I will watch how they draft, offer a trade just to see if you really devalue this person or not. So I'll offer you a trade. If you turn it down, like you say in your articles or you say in your pods that you will, then I know you're telling me the truth.
Yep.
Um, Draft strategies, somebody that sits there when you sit there and say you're going to take Aaron Donald first, I've seen you do it, so I know you're going for that. So most of you guys are pretty honest about it. So I do try to stick with those guys because I know they're doing what they preach, and not all of them do that, and it's pretty
Yeah.
quick, pretty easy to find those that aren't. So I usually kick them off my list.
That's it. That's
I
it.
don't want people that are coming at me saying I insert name is better than insert name and fight me over it. Like, why am I going to fight you over? Those are stupid. You're
It's
creating nothing.
right. Oh, there's a lot of that.
There's a
People that
lot of that.
create nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's, you see some of these people will steal ideas from other people or rankings, especially rankings, and try to turn it into their own. Ask them a few questions. Just very easy to find. They do not know what they're talking about. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
most of my knowledge has come from just experience.
Right.
I do read y'all's guys stuff, watch your pods and all that, just to see a different perspective that maybe somebody I'm not looking at. Maybe I'm not looking at them from the right angle.
Right. Right. That's what I like too about like the other people around IDP Twitter, like the same guys that you're talking about, IDP show, both Garys, Mike
Yeah,
Woolart, like all those guys. Like, yeah, if I've got something that's knocking around in my head, I'll bounce it off them and be like, hey, what do you think of this? What would
yeah,
you do here? Right, like get a second
right.
opinion, and
Most of the time, my
yeah,
mind's already made up,
right,
but
right,
there's a chance you could talk me out of it by giving me a whole new perspective that I haven't thought of,
yep,
or a new angle I haven't looked at. Now, there's a lot of guys that do so many analytics out there. There's so many numbers floating around that I'm not smart enough to figure out all these charts or all this and that. Like, okay, so this guy is really good. on Thursday nights on third downs that are runs, so I should take him second overall. Is that what you're telling me? That's You're twisting stats on me. You're looking too hard. All
That's
right,
it,
Corey
man.
Littleton is not the guy. Just
Exactly.
yeah,
It's not rocket science either.
it's not, man.
Do they play a lot? Yeah. Great.
That's yeah. I need somebody getting a lot of snaps
Yeah.
and is at least running towards the ball carrier, so he might trip him up,
That's it. We're good.
or he needs to be fast enough to catch him.
Yep.
John Bostic,
Absolutely.
he can run you down. Let me get that guy for a little bit. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Good stuff. Okay. Well, so you mentioned this before the pod. I am gonna bring it up. So you are gonna get into some stuff this season. It looks like you're gonna be on some other pods.
I might.
You
Um,
might. You
yeah,
should.
it's
You
been
should.
presented to me. I was going to see how this went. If it's something I want to get into more, if I can find the time for it. Right now, I'm the only one at home. Otherwise, there would be 4 kids coming over here like this and making some god awful noise that they can't describe and I can't describe. Like, where do you find that noise at? So it's a madhouse here.
Well, I think you should, man, because it's just a matter of you getting what's in your brain out into the world because I know you know this shit, and anyone that's in any leagues with you or has talked with you knows
Yeah.
that too. Like you're one of the best players out there, and we play to win the game. We don't play to like jerk each other off on Twitter.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know
I'm
what I
not looking to
mean?
stroke anybody's ego here. I'm looking
Yeah,
for competition. And
that's it. So I think you should. You should take those opportunities. Yeah.
I'm going to consider it. Like I said, I'll look into it more, see what we can come up with. Might be fun.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's awesome. All right, anything you want to talk about or plug or whatever? Do you want followers?
Yeah, yeah. I need followers on Twitter. Uh, Start a follow train. Send it to everybody you know. No, don't follow me unless you just want to. I'm not here for followers. I'm not here for numbers or money. Uh, I'm here just to have fun, talk football. I like antagonizing Hollywood. He's my punching bag. Just because I know he can take it and he loves it. So
Yeah, who doesn't?
I, I give out advice on the Discord channel. I probably shouldn't, but I
No.
I can get on there faster than some of the others, and there's wonderful guys on there that'll come correct anything I've missed that out there. So
No, you're
uh,
dude, you're on it. You're on it. I am so terrible at getting on that thing that like we definitely need guys like you that can just pop in and be like, "Oh yeah, you want to do this?" Yep. Yeah.
right or wrong, I'm throwing an answer out. It's the honest answer that I would go with, or the
Yep.
person I would choose, or whatever advice I'm telling you is what I've either done or would do.
Right.
Right or wrong, it's not always right.
Yeah,
Probably most of the time it's not.
n-
So
dude, none of us are always
yeah,
right,
right.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome, good stuff, man. All right, we'll get you out of here on this. Do you think that it's statistically likely that most road rage is caused by someone having to take a dump?
I know for a fact it is. I know for a fact. If you've ever been riding down the road and got stuck behind 3 Amish buggies after eating Taco Bell, there's no greater road rage than that, sir. Yeah, it's definitely food related for the most part. The rest are just angry at the world because they hate their life or hate their job, and they're just trying to get away from it as fast as they can. So, yeah, poop's up there.
I hear you, man. That's the number one reason for me. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's science.
Not number two reason, I guess.
Yeah,
But
yeah, definitely number 2.
awesome. Well, thank you, sir. I definitely appreciate you doing this. It's been really good stuff.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you having me on here. It's been a lot of fun, man. It's time flies.
Yeah,
It's yeah, this was fun, man. I really appreciate you bringing me on here.
no doubt, no doubt. So yes, I mean he's not looking for followers, but you should follow him. And if you got a crazy league, he's in because he's
Yeah,
a true degenerate. It is at Sean 8386 on Twitter. Sean, thank you, sir. And we'll see everybody else next week, same time, same place. Have a good one.